This is a Heart and Hand production.
Hello everyone, my name's David Edgar, I'm the host of Heart and Hand, the Rangers podcast, and I'm joining you today after Rangers finally got a league victory with a last gasp 2-1 win against Livingston at the whatever the stadium's called this week, Stadium. Changes nothing. It papers over the cracks because we saw a lot of the reasons for Rangers' poor performances this season again today. Yeah, there were brighter spells, and I'll come to that in a moment, but again, just far too many problems within that team. And I think it says everything when a team scores an injury time winner and the fans then start chanting that the manager should get to. That's a totally untenable situation. But we did need the win, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's humiliating enough to go 5 league games without a victory, but to go 6 would have been, I think, unprecedented and genuinely criminal. But he made 3 changes to the side that lost in midweek. And for the first 10 minutes, it was the usual bad Rangers start. Stevie May forced a good save from Jack Butland with a good shot. And Rangers were our usual slow, laborious selves. And then sparked into life and did get control of the game in the first half and scored a beauty, an absolute stunning goal. Gassama, who was very good for us today, the only player, I mean, the tactic appears to be give him it and hope he does something. But he put a cross to the back post. He'd overhit it, but Ant-Man did really well to get on the end of it and volley it back across goal. And then James Tavernier with a stunning finish, an overhead kick into the roof of the net. But he went from hero to villain a few minutes later. Rangers were awarded a penalty by VAR for a pull on Nico Raskin in the box. It is a penalty. The shirt pull is there. I don't know why footballers continue to do this in the era of VAR. You're running the risk. It was May who pulled him. And Tav stepped up, put it right down the middle, and the keeper saved it with his trailing leg. Bojan Miovski had earlier missed a really good opportunity that he should have just passed into the net, but he was leaning back and he somehow put it over. And Rangers were doing pretty well there. Connor Barron, at the end of a really nice move, forced a good save from their keeper. And we did think that possibly we had got ourselves into a 2-goal lead just before half-time when from a corner it was headed on and Derek Cornelius put it in at the back post, but it was judged that he had touched the ball with his arm. And if a player who then scores does that, then the goal is ruled out, as Martin Boyle last week for Hibs. What I will say is he was offside anyway. I haven't seen it back, so it wouldn't have counted anyway. And this is what I'm about. This is why, even with the last minute victory, I'm still really annoyed. We're a goal up, we are dominant, and we come out in the second half and we don't turn up. We just don't turn up. The game is entirely played in our half. Either Livy are trying to attack or we're knocking it about. We stop doing the things that we did in the first half that we did well, and in the second half we invite pressure. And Livy built themselves back into the match, and then in a period between the 60th and the 70th minute, they were clearly the better side. They looked more likely and they got a goal. And again, from a defensive point of view, it's a disaster. We switch off at a throw-in and get caught 2-1. Good ball in into the middle, and then a header from Silla, who's standing there unmarked. And it was just all the things that Rangers do wrong continually, and we haven't kept a clean sheet away from home for 15 matches now, which tells you everything. And after that, Russell Martin just threw on forwards and it became a game of basketball, and Livy were still dangerous. Jack Butland's made a good save from Stevie May, and Livy were still going for it. Even into injury time, they've made an attacking sub. They felt it was there to be won, which tells you how teams view this Rangers team. But Rangers did keep at it, and then a set piece in the 94th minute, the ball was curled in. Nico Raskin goes for it. I don't know if he gets a flick or not, but he makes sure the defenders don't, and it falls to Maxi Aarons of all people, who, good finish actually on the turn, slams it low into the bottom of the net, and that was that. But I'm not going to stand here and say, hey, we've won and everything's great. We've won and I'm really happy because I can go and watch the Ryder Cup in peace now. But we are not a good side, and we do so many basic things badly. There's a saying in rugby that concentrate on the things that don't require any skill. Well, what do they mean by that? They mean you don't need to be skillful to run harder, to work harder, to be constantly in the face of the opposition. These are just things that anybody can do, whether they're good players or not. Rangers don't do those well enough, and therefore you can have all the skill that you want, but if you're not prepared to match a side doing the basics, or rather, if a team like Livingston, who just by doing the basics better than you can cause you so much trouble, then you're going to struggle. It's a victory, and I'm sorry if you've come on here and you were wanting me to be all upbeat and rah-rah. I am genuinely sorry. I can't wait for that feeling to come back, but this is not sustainable. Martin still needs to go. But even so, I am happy with 3 points. If Rangers win, clearly, I'm always going to be a lot happier than I would have been if we didn't. But we still have problems, but the truth is, he lives to fight another day, even if I'm one of the people who don't believe he can turn that around. But you may be different, and that's what the comments are here for. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll be back on Thursday night when Rangers take on Sturm Graz. If you want to hear more from us in Heart and Hand, and you should do, we've got loads of great content. Our free show is out tomorrow night, and then go to our Patreon site where you can support us and also get up to 5 free shows every single day. Thank you very, very much for listening to me today. I'll talk to you again soon.